G'day everybody, Coach Dan here from Fortified Body Gym. Today we're going to take a look at one of my favourite exercises, the high bar back squat. The high bar back squat is one of my favourite exercises. It builds powerful legs, improves mobility and posture. It carries well over to Olympic lifts and most sports activities. It is a total body strength developer. A lot of people associate it primarily with just the lower body, but it does more than that. It does work quads, glutes, hamstrings, adductors, but it also hits your rectus spinae, your back muscles, your core, your upper back muscles, including your rhomboids and your traps and lats. It really is one of those beautiful total body exercises that is hard to beat. Now let's take a bit of a closer look at the high bar back squat. So when we're getting ready for the setup, what I like to do is actually sit the bar across my scapulars, my shoulder blades to begin with, and I simply roll the bar up onto my traps. This side-on view gives you a better image of what I do with my wrists. You can see I place them on my scapulars and I roll the wrists up. This wedges the bar in tight and I'm ready to squat. What that does is it allows me to get into a very tight and strong position with the bar sitting on my traps just above my shoulder blades with my wrists relatively straight. Now my mobility through my shoulders is quite good. That allows me to do that. You'll also notice that I've got a relatively close position, which is what we want. We want to be able to bring our hands as close to our shoulders as we can. Some of you won't be able to due to just restrictions of the pec or lats and just general restrictions through the shoulder. However, I want you to try to get as close to your shoulders as possible. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is feet placement. So you'll notice here my feet are placed slightly wider than my shoulders and my feet are slightly externally rotated or slightly turned out. Foot placement is very important and it will vary from person to person based on a number of different factors like hamstring or adductor tightness and the shape of the head of your femur or your thigh bone and the way that it fits into your hip. We need to be careful not to place our feet too wide as the squat will feel quite uncomfortable, particularly if we get to a lower depth, if we're trying to get full range squat positioning. There's also a greater chance of our knees buckling inwards, also known as knee valgus, if our feet are placed too wide. We also need to consider as well how externally rotated our feet are. If they are turned out too much, it becomes very difficult to keep our patella or our knees tracking in line with our second toe. Now, one of the things you can't quite see is I'm actively pulling the bar down hard on my shoulders. I'm trying to bend the bar over my shoulders. This engages my lats, which is the biggest back muscle we have, and this is imperative to maintain thoracic extension throughout the lift. In other words, it stops you from folding. Well, there you are, guys, the high bar back squat. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you wanted me to focus on any other exercises, please comment below. Cheers.